Good morning and welcome to Spiritual Center for Conscious Living. You have Spencer and Renee here coming to you with our June live stream. And this month, our topic is embracing the gift of awareness during difficult experiences. And Renee is going to go through a few different ways that awareness can benefit your life and just having a general sense of connection to your world just through the simple practice of awareness. So looking very forward to that. If you are new to us, we are a 501c3 nonprofit and we invite you to join us. We do this once a month. Our next meeting is scheduled for July 16th. We also, as we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook, we invite you to join us in the comments there. And we love seeing good mornings and hellos. So leave us a comment and interact with us. We do at the back half of this live stream, we'll do a question and answer. So we invite you to join us in that. And I will be here monitoring those comments and connecting you with Renee. So with all of that being said, Renee, do you have anything you want to add?
I just want to welcome everyone as well, and glad you're with us. The gift of awareness is something really powerful, so I know you're going to enjoy that. We're going to get into that in just a moment. I also want to just say hello to our regulars and also welcome anyone who's new on the replay or live. And also just give a thanks to those who contribute. The energy of your presence is the most valuable contribution you can make. That allows our organization to thrive and flourish and continue to bring energy into the organization, into what we do, Spencer and I, and things we do other than on the live stream. So thank you for that. And as Spencer said, your participation, that really helps because that lets us know what's, how we can serve and what's registering with you. Also, it does help us with, the Facebook and the YouTube streams. It helps get some attention as people comment and like and that sort of thing. And also, please feel free to share on the replay or during the live stream, share with anyone you know who might enjoy the message. You can even wait and share at the end if you like. And we have people who contribute financially to help our organization keep our overhead expenses going. And we thank you, whether it's you are a contributing member on occasion or a sustaining member who contributes every month. We truly appreciate you. Thank you for that. Anything else, Spencer, before we get going?
No, I think we are ready.
Okay, let me go ahead and I need to change in my view here. Okay, well, I don't know what I did wrong. Hold on, bear with me. It's not letting me pin myself. There we go. Okay. It helps me to be able to look right into the camera this way. So thank you for your indulgence. Okay, so as Spencer said, today the topic we're covering is embracing the gift of awareness. And I added during difficult experiences. I almost didn't add that because the gift of awareness is important at all times. But I added that because there's so much going on right now. And I know that I hear from people that there's just, it's overwhelming often. Even those who are very devoted to spiritual work and doing it and really, and I commend you, you're doing your work. Even so, there's a lot of rapid change in the world right now. It's actually a positive thing. It's just that it can sometimes feel very overwhelming. And so we're going to cover some ways that the gift of awareness can help with that. Let me go over the points I'm going to cover and then we'll get into it. I'm also going to first help you really understand what I mean by awareness and why it's a gift. The reason it's a gift is this, and you might see this in the description, or you might have seen it if you're in our email. If you're not, please join our email list because you'll get notices of things in advance. We'll keep you a little more up to date on things. And also I do put it in the Facebook event, but here's the points. Awareness relieves shame. Awareness relieves shame. How would that feel? Is there anything in your life you might feel remorse, guilt? It's a form of shame. Shame is the most painful of those, of course. And I'll explain to you how that works. The second point, I guess, is awareness removes blame. Is there something in your life where you're still sort of blaming someone for some difficulty, an experience that was difficult, or an ongoing issue? How liberating would it be to stop blaming anyone else, to just be free of that? Think about that. Third, awareness restores peace. Well, just by removing shame and relieving shame and removing blame, just not having those in your life, that's a tremendous amount of peace. But there's more to it also. The awareness, by seeing through the eyes of Source, you have this amazing, deep, abiding peace. And that's a beautiful way to live. And from that, then, awareness renews pure love, the love of the divine, pure love, not love that's conditioned on something, not even what humans like to say unconditional love. Beyond that, there's nothing to condition. So you don't even need to worry about, is it conditional or not? Pure love. It just is. It's an energy. It's not a behavior. Pure love is an energy. And then finally, awareness reveals true power, not power that has an agenda to it, not power that seeks to control, seeks to coerce, even politely. I say that in air quotes, politely, and as culture might say is appropriate. Just be free of all of that. The gift of awareness is you don't approach life that way anymore, because you see through the eyes of Source and you sense with the love and the heart and the mind, the wisdom, the infinite intelligence of Source. So let's talk about, first of all, what is the gift of awareness? It's a very integral part of conscious living. It frees you from the confusion of, am I being discerning or am I being judgmental? Discernment often is a word people use to make sure they're not being judgmental. And that's better than being judgmental, obviously. The problem with discernment is it's still in your head. You're not in your heart. With discernment, you're still trying to measure it intellectually, mentally. And it's not wrong to do that. It's just not fully enough for this amazing sense of pure divine presence and power to exist within you, and for you to have access to it, and for that to be your natural way of being in the world. Awareness just relieves you of all that. You don't have to sort out. Through awareness, there is no judgment, and there is discernment, you might say, but it's not mental. It's like you see that all people have experiences that are difficult. You see that about yourself, and you see that about others. You know it. You hold it in your heart. It doesn't mean you endure or anything that's difficult or painful unnecessarily. And it certainly doesn't mean you tolerate anything abusive. But you are aware that every person you're dealing with is, like you, an expression of the divine, a unique, beautiful being that is the divine in expression through that person. And you know that about yourself. To the extent you know that about yourself, you'll be able to perceive it in others effortlessly. To the extent you don't yet fully embrace that about yourself, then you have to consciously choose to see. It's not a natural flow. It's still something you have to make yourself consciously choose and kind of attune to. Not wrong to do that. If that's where you're at, I commend you for choosing consciously to do that. And as you continue to do that, and as you get to a point where you do feel that you are an expression of the divine more fully, and live with that and from that more freely, you will also perceive that in others, even those you disagree with, even those you don't want to participate in what they're doing, how they view life. Even then, you will still see and know that under what might appear some sort of, murky water, murky energy, under that, there is the light of the divine patiently waiting to shine through, patiently encouraging that individual to feel divine presence and turn to divine power rather than worldly force and coercion. So that is the difference of awareness and discernment and judgment. And that's why I call it a gift. And it is something you must choose to embrace as a gift. And here's why I say that. A lot of people that I've worked with over the years in their spiritual journey, they avoid awareness when it's painful. So let's talk about shame and blame first. We'll talk about them together. If you're carrying a sense of shame about a past mistake, or if you're in an energy dynamic with another person or a group of people who you blame for difficulty, for hardship, you cannot be fully aligned with the divine. You have it by emanating it. Even if you use words that sound different, it's the frequency that comes through always. And that is the creation force. That is your boundary. And that is how you create anew, how you move forward in life. It's limited by your frequency, and it's expanded by evolving your consciousness to have a higher frequency as your natural state of being. Awareness puts you in that state. You see through the eyes of source, beloved source energy, the source that created you, the source that created all of life. You see, and we're going to do that in our energy immersion in a few minutes. But I want you to go ahead and begin opening to that. Are you in your heart right now? If you're not, take a breath and get back in your body. Tell your mind to be still for a moment. Let your mind follow your heart. Let the heart take the lead. That's your soul. That's your divine self. See through the eyes of source right now in this moment. See yourself in this moment through the eyes of source. A beautiful being here to learn how to evolve your consciousness, expand your aliveness in this beautiful world as a blended being, expressing divine through human, as only you can do, as you are uniquely designed to do. And by that, then creating for yourself and supporting for all of life an elevated lifestyle where we honor one another with sacredness. We practice a sacred form of self-love without ego, without any sort of aggrandizement, arrogance. And we encourage it in one another. We support it in one another. We don't take responsibility for it because we're all sovereign, but we absolutely support one another in it. And the best way to support this beautiful elevated lifestyle where we care about all living beings and we treat them with sacred honor, and because we truly feel the reverence, we truly feel the beauty of nature, the beauty of every creature, the beauty of every form in nature, the planet itself, and all living beings, all energy forms, embodied and beyond. And we feel that and we sense that and we flow with it, kind of like a dance of creation, all together in our own beautiful, unique roles, choices, by conscious choice. So let me ask you this. Is there anything you want to lay down today, shame or blame that you're carrying? Shame for yourself about a past mistake, this irritation of feeling that somebody else is doing something to you, and that's a projection of blame. Are you ready to have instead to know the peace of divine presence and power as who you truly are, which liberates you to then be it more and more easily with less and less effort, because it becomes more a natural state of being for you, the natural flow of your energy and your focus. Your focus is how you direct your energy connecting to the stream of well-being that is source energy, the source of all. The power that creates worlds is the source of you and the source of all you might ever need to fulfill every desire, and the source for all people to have a good life, a beautiful, bountiful life on planet Earth. And by being in that state, you support it for yourself, and you are just, without effort, a leader in your world, in whoever lives you influence and impact. You are then a light for them to follow, because you are a being of light, and you are then actually choosing to become that light more, with more clarity, more certainty, more consistency. It serves all of life. It serves all of life. So let's go ahead and go into our energy immersion, and we will go through these. And I want to help you understand that facing these things that might feel painful, it's only painful if you stay in them, because you don't allow yourself to have the full awareness. I want to say one more thing before we go into the energy immersion. I want you to think about this. Anything that you have regret about, remorse, guilt, even shame, if you were to go through that experience in this moment, you would make wiser choices. You would make higher vibrational choices, more evolved in your consciousness, because you are more evolved now. You would be able to do that in however long it's been, a day, a month, a year, a decade. You've grown. You've evolved in your spiritual maturity, and to some degree in your awareness about life. You would make wiser choices. You can't judge yourself based on who you are now. Why didn't you behave that way then? You didn't know then what you know now. You weren't the person you are now. Forgive yourself so that you can be present now and be powerful as a being of light who's helping evolve the consciousness of humanity by your very existence, when that is conscious, when you are aligned with the divine, living by conscious choice. It's a very powerful way to live, and it serves everyone. And carrying that burden of guilt or remorse or shame doesn't help anyone. We're going to let that go in just a moment. If you'd like to, I will support you to do that. The same thing for anyone you're casting blame on. When you cast blame on others, it doesn't mean they didn't do something that was harsh, unkind, perhaps harmful, even destructive. It doesn't mean that they did not do that. It means that you have to stop staying entangled and meshed in that, because that keeps you in the state of disempowerment, which means you're actually perceiving yourself as a victim, which perhaps you were in the moment, but you don't want to stay in that state. You want to regain your connection to the divine so that you remember who you are, that you are an empowered being of light who has access to divine presence and power in every moment. Beloved source is within you. You are in source, and source is in you. You are created from the flow of source energy. So you are in flow with source. It's only your choice to allow it and then focus and flow it, or disconnect from it by choosing to stay stuck in the resistance of irritation, frustration, blame, anger, even rage, all very disempowered choices. Forgive whomever. They, like you, for whatever you might feel remorse about in the past. They honestly did the best they could. If we knew fully the details, we would know that, but we don't have all the details. It does take trust. Everyone deserves grace. It doesn't mean you stay entangled with something that's lacking honor and love and dignity. Don't do that, of course. But move forward, create new. Don't stay stuck trying to recreate something you feel bad about or something someone else did that felt bad to you, with you, for you. Create new in every moment. And you can't do that if you're not fully aware of who you are and of all that you feel and all that you think, so that you can then choose to let go of the thoughts and emotional states that are keeping you in a vibrational frequency that is not who you choose to be. So let's go into the energy immersion. Spencer, I know you have some music for us. Thank you for that. So let me get a drink of water, and then let's all just take some breaths. Deep breath, please. Exhale with sound. Ooh. That helps get you fully in your body. Get your vagus nerve activated. It's good for your health, good for grounding your energy and your focus. Another deep breath, please. Exhale slowly, very thoroughly. Settle down in your heart. Quiet your mind. Settle in your heart. Let your heart lead your mind. Let your mind serve your heart. Your heart being that space in you where your divine self resides and guides you, where you connect. You have so many energy centers in your energy field beyond even your physical body. And in every one of those is a place you connect to the divine. Open every energy field right now. All of your energy field, every energy center. You don't have to know where they are. They're everywhere. They're all through you and they're beyond you. All around your field, your energy field extends beyond your body. Just open fully from your heart, and that will open all of you to beloved source energy, the light of the divine, the love of the divine, the power of the divine, the presence of the divine. And I want you now to perceive yourself and perceive your life as a beautiful expression of the divine. If it's hard for you to do, just keep breathing and opening. You are created to make manifest a unique expression of the divine that only you can do. That's how remarkable you are. That's how beautiful and glorious your life is meant to be. That's the majesty and sovereignty you have been bestowed by beloved source, the power that created you and that created all of life, that is in constant creation of life, constant expression of love being made manifest through every form of life, known to us and unknowns, yet to be discovered, yet to be experienced. I invite you to allow yourself to express that. more fully than you ever have before. Let that light be known to you, be perceived by you. Let that light be what guides you in your humanness, that you may enjoy your humanness more and more and more. More freedom to be all that is uniquely who you are, all that is unique about your desires, what you want to experience, what you want to express, what you choose to create in your lifetime, in this moment, and in every moment, and all of those moments together, flowing and flourishing as your lifetime, this lifetime. I invite you to allow this divine flow of energy to take you over and carry you. You won't be giving up who you are. You will be giving up resistance to fully knowing who you are, exploring who you are, experiencing, and then releasing, that you may create anew. I invite you now to allow to float, just to float by for a moment, just to float by like a beautiful feather, something you want to release. It might be shame, it might be guilt or remorse, it might be someone else has done something that you are having a hard time letting go of. You're projecting blame onto them, feeling they owe you an apology or they owe some kind of penance. And I invite you to let that float by and let yourself feel it momentarily. And now choose, take a deep breath, exhale the sound. Choose to release that frequency, whatever it was. It's a dense frequency, it's a lower, painful frequency, it's a binding frequency, it's a constriction. It's keeping you from being the whole of you, the full beauty of you, as you are divinely created to be. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, dear one. It's not worth it. See yourself through the eyes of Source and see whomever else is involved through the eyes of Source. That means you see the light in them and you see the love for them held by Divine Creator, because they are created by the Divine. There is love for them. Whatever mistake they might have made that you have perceived as a mistake, it was a part of their journey for reasons you may never fully know. It doesn't justify harm. No, I'm not saying that. But that is not ours to rule on. It is ours to have wisdom about, awareness, so that we don't stay engaged in it for ourselves and for others. We don't harm ourselves, we don't allow harm for ourselves, and we don't knowingly cause harm to others. And we improve our awareness that we don't unknowingly cause harm that we have in the past, perhaps, or at least hurt, harshness, unkindness, felt by yourself or felt by others by an action that you've done. We've all had things that we would do better now that we know better, now that we have evolved into a higher frequency. We will do better as we continue to evolve. Only through awareness and then release of the pain, the burden, the constriction of the energy. And then choosing wisely, moving forward with new awareness, more evolved awareness that is a higher frequency with more pure light beaming through it as you, the awareness of you, holding that space for you, being that light that is radiant for all life, supporting others in their desire to grow in awareness. Experience, keep the wisdom, release the pain, move forward. Create more wisely, more consciously, the power of clear, certain, conscious choice. And then the spiritual maturity and wisdom and ability to focus that frequency and flow energy in that direction for yourself in life, benefiting all of life as the frequency you flow is higher and higher and higher, more clear, more certain, more consistent. Take a breath, please. Don't be afraid to feel what needs to be felt, that it may be released. And don't linger in it. Don't punish yourself by lingering in it. Once you've released it, move forward. Don't keep bringing it up. And don't force that on others. Don't try to force that penance on others either. We all deserve the grace of living in ever-evolving awareness, seeing the divine light in one another, supporting the expression of divine love through all that we do, interacting with one another, holding steady to that. You came here to be a part of that. You are worthy. You are capable. Stay in that space for a moment, please. Breathing, just gently breathing. Just feeling the love that you are and opening to the light that you are. Can you see it? Can you perceive it? Can you sense it? I encourage you to do that every day. Use this immersion, this meditative energy immersion every day, at least once a week, the rest of the month, until we're back with you again next month. Each time you go through it, you will feel it more deeply, more expansively, and it will stay with you longer and more easily. Another deep breath, please. Oh, okay. As you are ready, please come back and join us. Spencer will join us too. We will take a moment to connect, back, present, fully focused, and then we'll have our conversation. I'm going to give Spencer a moment to come back. This is where we answer any questions you might have, or if you want to share comments, we would welcome that. Insights, ahas, or questions are all welcome. Spencer will facilitate that. Are you ready, Spencer?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I just had a bit of a cough there. Yes, I am ready. And just as a reminder, we do ask that we invite you to share and want you to share everything, or if you'd like some clarification or insight, deeper insight on, please use the comment section to do so. We also ask that as you're doing so, we know you're sharing parts of your own life, to respect everybody involved and to keep it as civil and respect that other people are involved in your situation as well. So as a rule of thumb, we don't we don't generally have any problems with that, but just a gentle reminder that there are other people involved in your situations and we are focusing on you, not them.
Beautifully stated. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So, do we have any comments we want to address as we begin
Not right now.
right now? Okay. There is a delay sometimes with Facebook and also YouTube. So, if you post it, know that it might be a minute or two before we see it. I don't see it. Spencer has the technology to see it. And I wanted to remind you of that so that you will not wait till the very, very last minute, because then sometimes we don't see it before we go off the air. If you're watching on the replay, we will address that and answer later. When the notification comes to us. Also, if it's something really private and you want some support with it, there is a way to reach out to me. You can just send an email to us or put something in a private message and I'll get back to you. The email is on our website. You can use the email on the website, or you can send it directly to me. If you get our emails, you can just hit reply and I'll answer you. Renee at spiritualcenterforconsciousliving.org. Okay, so Spencer, did you have any ahas or any wisdom or questions that came up during the message today?
Not too many. Yeah, it was a nice message for me to hear as I was spending a lot of time with people recently that just have a lot of different dynamics flowing around, and to just be kind of immersed in it and just like kind of allow them to have their space to do what they're choosing to do but not participate in it was directly, was just like a really powerful tool to have in the tool set there. Just like I enjoy these people's company for the most part. They get a little carried away, and I can also choose to not participate to that extent should I choose not to.
Yes, and if if you would allow me to, I would love to kind of maybe pull a little more out information.
Sure.
I think it would be helpful for those listening to understand that really, first of all, that it is possible to be very aware of a dynamic happening, a dynamic meaning an energy exchange happening that isn't one you want to be a part of, and I feel great love for even admiration and caring and kindness toward everyone involved, but still not get entangled in it.
Right.
So is there anything you want to share about how you do that? Has it just become some kind of natural for you? Or is there any certain thing you sense and that tells you then to choose differently? Or how do you do that, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I guess in the time it has become more natural to me. There are points where I just know what I want and what I don't want. And I don't mind, like, if you're organizing some sort of gathering or group outing, like, I get it, you can't all do what one person wants to do, but I also just, it comes natural. It's like, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do, but I'm also not going to participate in it. And so I guess it just kind of comes naturally. And maybe some people think that it's kind of like stubborn or whatever. It's like, no, I don't want to partake in this activity. Like, I'm going to be here and find what I enjoy out of this and seek that out rather than the things you're seeking out. Um,
You know, that I love that you brought up that idea of it being stubborn. And so thank you for that. Do you mind if I say something about that?
yeah, yeah,
Um, it is important to know that the energy you carry is the energy of choice, not the energy of being stubborn. Stubborn is a
right.
resistant. And I know that's not what you're carrying, but people who don't understand that yet, don't understand energy or don't practice conscious living, they might be wonderful people, very, enjoyable in many ways. But if they don't understand that yet, they might perceive, because you don't acquiesce, you're being stubborn. But what you're doing is you're being who you choose to be. You're being the energy you choose to be, and you're participating in an energy dynamic you choose, and you're not participating in an energy dynamic you don't choose. That's all it is. You're letting them be who they are. You're just not being that if it's not true to who you choose to be. Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm glad you said that, because as soon as I said stubborn, it's like, I don't think I'm being stubborn. I'm just saying that's not what I want to
Right.
do. And really what it is people who aren't aware, they don't have that awareness for themselves. They're either just disappointed because, well, what the heck, we want you to be involved in this and the life of the party or whatever. And it's like, I don't want to do that right now. And um, so it's definitely important. Is like, I don't view myself as stubborn. I view myself as, I'm seeing what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And you're just mad and can't cope with the fact that I don't want to participate. Um, or that they're the ones that aren't listening or being aware. And again, no judgment there, no hard feelings. I love the people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's just those people who aren't at your level will try to push. So you just have to be aware of that, and just it's not like I dig my heels in. I just get like the broken record syndrome. Like, yeah, no, I don't really want to deal with that. I'm happy to just be doing what I'm doing right now. I'm not unhappy. I'm not displeased. I'm happy. I don't need to be doing what you're doing. Um,
I love how easeful I can hear is what you're saying. You're just you're being the energy that you choose to be. And you're not letting another person needing needing validation or like participation in something as a way to validate them in some way or give them approval, or misconstruing that as that you care about them or don't care about them. And you're not letting that alter, and you're not letting it trigger, you're just being it. Just being who you are. You're being the light you choose to be, the frequency you choose to participate with and flow with.
yeah. And I mean, that's not to say that's how it is all the time, because there are times that I can think of this week where I have like done and said what I wanted, and then I don't necessarily, it's not happening the way that I have said, or people are consciously trying to do it a different way, and it's like, that's not what I said. And then like you have to get a little, or I don't say, I don't want to say have to, but then it's like you let the frustration take over, and then it's, gee, you're awfully short, geez, you're awfully snippy, and it's like, well, yeah, because I said I wanted to do something one way, and
Mm-hmm.
that keeps getting just disregarded. So there are times, there's sometimes where it's better and it's a little easier to just to be go with the flow of it, and then there's other times where you're a little more short and a little more terse, and you wish you could handle those situations a little better. But ultimately, it's about saying what you want, and if the other person's not picking up on it, there's only so much you can do.
Yes, and that I'm glad you said that, because it's not like it's not like a light switch. You're fully on and you're fully off. There is a frequency in between. There's a range of achieving this flow, and we get better and better at it, and it more consistency, I think, is what you want to focus on, not being quote perfect, in every moment that you're in this high level of this, because it is a skill, it's a mastery. And That's why I added the during difficult experiences because it's a lot easier when experiences are not difficult, right? And difficulty could be something that's physically demanding, emotionally demanding, um, like a leadership situation where you have responsibility for the outcome of a project, but you're not the sole person creating the project. Things like that. There's a lot to it. And that's just how life is. We are all learning to collaborate with one another, and some people are better at doing it with conscious awareness, and some people are not as good at it. And yeah, so it's definitely it's a skill of mastery that we get better and better at, and the consistency is the importance. It's just staying consistently aware and then choosing in alignment with who you choose to be, the energy frequency you choose to be. Does that make sense?
Oh
I
yeah.
know you're doing it. I hope I'm explaining it well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's a good breakdown.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I think that was some great insights. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we want to say on this? I thought of something. When I was thinking about how to explain awareness, conscious awareness, I was thinking of it. It's like a blend. It's, if in many years back, there was the new concept of, instead of IQ, there was EQ, emotional intelligence. And I think of this as a divine IQ and EQ, but it's like the part of you that is one with the divine, bringing that into humanity as a beautiful balance of IQ, EQ, mind and heart, in union, making the same choice and speaking and acting in accordance with that choice. It's very much mind and heart in alignment, but the heart has to lead and let the mind support it. I wonder if that is hard. Does that make sense to people? And if any of you want to comment, and we can always come back later and answer it, but I hope that you understand why the heart is where that divine self is guiding you. That's why the heart must lead. And then your beautiful mind and your wonderful human intelligence supports the choices made by the heart. And then you still have that beautiful discernment in the human realm of, this, the stove is hot, don't put your hand on it, right? It's going to hurt. Or you need water. Are you drinking enough water every day? Basic things in life, right? Taking care of yourself in the human realm, of course. And then letting this energy flow constantly be creating for you more evolved experiences, higher, more enjoyable, more beautiful, bountiful experiences in life. Well, if there's no comments or questions.
I do not see anything from the audience.
By a quiet day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me just remind everyone then, let's go ahead and wrap up if you're ready to, Spencer.
Sure.
Okay, so I want to remind everyone that we will be back again in July, and we're going to really talk about the concept of how do you liberate yourself to really be your true self. How do you do that? How do you really do that in the world? And what are the spiritual tools that help you with that? That make it possible and make it enjoyable. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Next month being a month where in our country, it's kind of a focus on freedom. So we are going to take a spiritual approach to freedom, energy, using energy tools and spiritual wisdom. So that'll be on July 16th. And if you're not yet on our email, I invite you to join us so that you can get our email announcements. Also, if you will go to our website, we have on our homepage some banners that scroll through, and we put our most significant things that you might be looking for on that. So you can just one click to join us live or watch a replay, whether you like to do it through YouTube or Facebook. That's on the website. Also, we have a schedule of events page, and it's on there as well for you. And then when we get closer to the next month's topic, that'll be up on the website. You can see that. We also put it on a Facebook event for you. Love to hear from you. If you have any thoughts, any ideas, if we can be supported in any way. If you have a suggestion for a future topic that you want to learn more about, we'll be happy to hear from you about that and explore that topic in a future live stream. And anything else you want to add before we sign off, Spencer?
Nope, nothing else that I'd like to add.
Okay, everyone have a wonderful rest of the day, whatever day that you're watching. And we will be back on with you in July. Thank you for being present.